From tiger to free range parents, what research says about pros and cons of popular parenting styles by Rebecca English, 2016. There are many different ways to raise a child. In this text, Rebecca English discusses three parenting styles. In this lesson, you'll practice identifying an author's central idea and how they support it. This means paying attention to the evidence and reasons they give for their idea. As you read, make note of the details on the three parenting styles and what is the author's central idea. What's the best way to raise your child? It's a question that has provoked the publication of numerous books and seen authors race to coin the next quirky name for a new style of parenting. And it turns out there are many styles. To date, some of the best known include tiger parents, who are seen as pushing their children to succeed according to their parents' terms, helicopter parents, who take over every aspect of the child's life, and free range parents, who allow children a great deal of freedom. So, what does research say about the pros and cons of each of these parenting styles? Let's start with tiger parents. Type of parent: you expect first time obedience, excellence in every endeavor, and a child who never talks back. Who coined it? Amy Chua popularized this name in her 2011 book, Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother. Chua describes tiger parents, often seen in Chinese families, as superior to Western parents. Chinese parents assume strength and don't shy away from calling their children names. Chua, for example, called her daughters garbage and a disgrace when she thought they might fail. Tiger parents assume their children owe them and expect their children to repay them by being obedient and making them proud. Why parents choose this style? Tiger mothers are, as Chua attests, socialized to be this way by their cultural background. Thus, when they successfully demand an hour of piano practice, it's part of their cultural background that the child complies. Western parents will have a hard time emulating the years of acculturation that leads to that moment. Parents who follow Chua may do so because they want their child to be successful. It may be these parents hold deep insecurities about the future. These parents are most likely authoritarian. Authoritarian parents are the authority in their child's life. They set the rules and say jump, and their child responds, how high? Pros to this approach: raising a child in this way can lead them to being more productive, motivated, and responsible. The cons: children can struggle to function in daily life or in new settings, which may lead to depression, anxiety, and poor social skills. Let's move on to helicopter parents. Type of parent: you step in to prevent your toddler's every struggle. You are over involved in your child's education and frequently call their teacher. You can't stop watching over your teenager. Who coined it? Psychologist Foster Cline and education consultant Jim Fay coined the phrase in 1990 in their book Parenting with Love and Logic. They described helicopter parents as being confused about the difference between love and saving children from themselves. Another name for helicopter parenting is overparenting. Why do parents choose this style? These parents are likely to be scared for their child's future, perhaps like tiger parents. They may not trust their child's ability to navigate the world. By hovering around, they may think children will be inoculated against failing. Pros: parents can be overprotective, which may save their child or adolescent from problems they would not foresee. Cons: children can lack emotional resilience and independence, which can affect them to adulthood. Being a child of a helicopter parent may lead to an inability to control behavior. There's even an Ask Reddit devoted to the worst aspects of growing up with helicopter parents. Stories include a contributor, 21 at the time, whose father followed them to jury duty because he didn't trust they could do it properly. It's claimed dad had a tantrum when he was kicked out by the security guard. Yikes. Finally, we get to free range parenting. Type of parent: you believe your role is to trust your child. You equip them with the skills to stay safe, and then you back off. Who coined it? The term was made famous by a case of neglect against Lenore Skenazy, a former columnist who wrote about letting her 9-year-old ride the New York subway alone. The experience led her to being labeled America's worst mother and prompted her to write a book. The book was about fighting the perception that the world was getting more dangerous. This parenting approach is about giving children the freedom their parents experienced when they were kids in the 1970s and 1980s. Why do parents choose this style? Psychologists and experts suggest this style is a backlash against anxiety driven, risk averse child rearing. It may be that Skenazy is right. We're worrying too much about everything from germs to other people. The pros: children learn to use their freedom, be autonomous, and manage themselves. They may also be better able to handle mistakes, be more resilient, and take responsibility for their actions. It's also said to lead to happier adults. Cons: problems with this style center on the legal aspects of the approach. In 2015, a mother and father from Silver Spring, Maryland, were charged with neglect because they allowed their two children, ages 6 and 10, to walk home from a park by themselves.